Hello, Scorpio, 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 Scorpio. This is it's going to be more of a mid-month, um, what I, reading. What I normally was calling this was homework family readings, and Spirit more or less told me, let's change this to home light security. So we're kind of getting more into, checking into where we are for the month. We're getting, an overdraft of what's going on with the energy, and are we connected right? Are we missing something? So this is why I was more or less told to change it to home light security. Is checking in with the soul and the light and making sure that you're on the right path. Now, if you've never watched any of these videos, right there below you tells you how to understand them, because it's not just like a horoscope and it's not just sun, moon, or rising. There's actually an understanding behind it. Now, with that being said, Scorpio, I'm about to get into cards for you, but Spirit is outlining for me. For some of you, you're dealing with trust and heartache issues, for some of you at least. And they're really getting into the heart chakra, but you may be feeling, for some of you, the way you're working through it is actually coming through the mid back and the solar plexus. That's also going to be maybe even sacral chakra, but I really feel like the solar plexus and some of that, mid back area, where there's disappointment in relationships and trust issues and overcoming fear for some of you, speaking it, speaking what you're really wanting to say, fully trusting in your own intuition, your own abilities, and allowing it to wash itself clean, I guess, is the way that I'm getting it. Some of you is being a little bit of too stubborn and inflexible. And in some cases, I only want to see what I want to see, but some of it is just fear of change as well. Now, so because they're saying for some of you, it's stubbornness because of pride. And for almost every one I've done so far, there's something going on with trusting in their intuition and trusting in their gifts. But in a form, what I'm getting is it's that, but it's not that. It's wanting to know how to further yourself forward and how to, make the changes. And either your psychic, your magic, your spiritual way, you're not sure how to work that into the next, degree, the next position, the next where you're trying to take it. And the question is coming in on knowing how to work that. And what I'm getting from them more is from all of us, not just you all Scorpios, but that it's where we push to receive because we're trying to move to the next spot. We're trying to do what we're supposed to be doing. But in some cases, it has to go a little slower than what we would like it to go, because we're trying harder than we're actually listening or receiving. We're trying to get in the way of the natural flow of things. And for some of us, it is about slowing down at that case. Now, let me see what. Okay, I really don't know what that meant, Spirit. See if they come back to that. Right. There may be a problem. Okay, I'm understanding what they were saying now. There may be a problem, a little bit of confusion with not just trusting in your imagination, your magical energy, your creative. Your creative spirit. I don't want to say that it's blocked, but you might be pushing too hard to do it. That and for some of you, it's kind of just feels like it's not really moving. It's not. That might be exactly what they were. What we was just talking about. Because what they're making the side of my face hot. But for me, The left side is fight and flee, fight and fear. And it's the feminine creativity of us, but it's also the soul side. And so it's where the soul is able to speak to us and ride up, rise up and give us some information. But we're trying, what I'm getting is for some of you, you're trying so hard to connect that you're not connecting. So you need to allow the flow to go a little bit better in order to actually have that connection. So stop trying so hard is what I'm getting. And the first card that was coming out was restlessness. Now, on an astrology level, you guys are going from your fifth house into your sixth house. And your sixth house begins anywhere in your astrology. Anywhere in your astrology, the sun is, that's the house you are actually walking through at the time. And the sun is going to move, into Aries, which will be your sixth house here on the 20th, on the equinox. And we've had so much energy, so high, so powerful, so all over the place. So you may just be trying too hard, and you may be trying to keep up. The fifth house is your creative expression. It's your fun zone where you get to express yourself. And we'll get into that a little bit more when I get into the astrology. But the sixth house starts to come into, the tasks and the mundane everything. And was it helping you enjoy, or like I said, when I get into the astrology, I'll explain it a little bit better, because the way they kind of work together in the form of showing you how you're happy with life and ultimately manifest what you want because of that vibration being matched, versus feeling like you're working too hard to get it and you're not able to receive it. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more when I get to the astrology. But when I pulled up restlessness, this is what I felt like it's matching that energy. And the card is talking about determination, not compromising, unweaving forces, inner resolve, integrity. It is a test of your character and self-examination, which is all speaking to why you feel restless. Now, and Spirit just said for some of you, is because you're not following through with your innate skills, is what they just said, because you're scared of them or you don't trust them. And some of them, for some, I'm being told it's because of some self judgment or family judgment you have that's, making you confused or question. Anybody else? Is there any other decks down there? I have like 9 or 10 decks down there. So I just wait to see who speaks up. I am speaking for Scorpio. Is there anything else out of this deck? They just keep giving me green energy. Trust your heart. Believe in your heart. It's the heart chakra. That has to do with forgiveness, acceptance, loving yourself, accepting yourself. They're saying for some of you, it's just time to be still. Time to be still so that you can, see what is real, see what is true, what you're not seeing. It's talking about meditation, self-renewal, composure, detachment, self-acceptance, serenity, enduring, and rest as well. So, and I do feel like there's one more deck trying to talk. Let me grab it and then I'll get into the astrology. Hold on. Put this over here. Is there anything for Scorpio? Fucking fly right out. The masquerade mask. What was I just saying? Seeing what is really real, seeing past what people want to see, and seeing the truth, the masquerade itself. Are you, for one, part of the game? Are you the entire game? are are you seeing what is going on around you? It's like I said, they were saying be still. It's time to open up your eyes and see. Is there anything else here for Scorpio? Anything else for Scorpio? Another deck. I'm sorry. Hey man, I just go where they tell me to go. Hold on. Scorpio. Anything else for Scorpio for the rest of this month? Okay. I found it. It's the part of fortune. It's increasing energy, increasing growth, increasing the change. Everything is coming. I mean, think about it. You're at the equinox. So you're at a tilting point, really, is what it's coming down to. We're at a tilting point, and it's about where you're going to go from here, from what you've learned, and don't be inflexible or too stubborn, because then the only thing that means is you're getting in your own way with a fear of failure in this sense. Like I said, it's allowing your source energy, your higher self, to be able to communicate. Stop pushing so hard, relax, sit back, and allow it to communicate. And the next card that came out was the 12th house, which is where we're in grief, sorrow, shame, blame, denial. That's what it is. It's escaping the 12th house and starting a new cycle. So you're definitely looking into a new cycle coming forward, but you just need to slow down a little bit and allow that all, not even to fester, but allow it to flow. If you allow it to flow, that's exactly what it's going to do. Stop trying so hard. Now, when I get into the astrology for you, let me pull it up. Like I said, up until the 20th, you've been in your fifth house. Okay, but you're about to move into your sixth house after the 20th. That's the equinox. Now, I'm going to speak about what you've probably been feeling all month, and then we're going to start moving towards where it was. All right, because you have Neptune here, you have Mercury here, you have the sun here up until the 20th, and you have Jupiter here. With Mercury here, with all of this energy, and it's the universal 12th house. Even for you, it's the fifth house. That means there's a part of your creativity that you are is so explosive and wow and beautiful, whether it's magic or whether it's poetry or whether it's playing music. Whatever it is, it's your creative house, and your fifth house is what makes you tick, what makes you enjoy life, what makes you want to allow your creativity to be heard, what makes you feel good about being here in the now and enjoying this life. But it's on a universal 12th house. So there's a part of you automatically that's a little bit, I feel like, unscathy about letting the world see it. There's a part of you that knows inside of you the magic that's in you, but you're kind of not sure if the rest of the world's going to connect or if you believe in it enough, because the 12th house on a universal level, and that's what came up in your stuff, is, like I said, it's grief, sorrow, shame, blame, insecurities. It's where you hold on to your own self undoing. It's self sabotaging. So, this is about believing in yourself, believing in your worth, believing in your creativity, believing in all of what is inside of you and being able to bring it out and explore it and show the world how gloriously, wonderfully, you know, you have creativity and bring it out to the world. But Jupiter being here with Mercury being here is going to bring abundance at whatever is going on in your mind. Okay. because Mercury being in this 12th house universal kind of energy can very much give it a Mercury retrograde feel. And Mercury is not trying to be here. Mercury is going to fly out of here and be out of this sign and enter your 6th house come the 27th. So it's not playing. It doesn't even want to play with this energy. So if you can just stay positive, you can bring so much fluidity into your creativity and bring it out. And then when you get into the 6th house, when Mercury moves in, because you've been supporting yourself, your growth, your belief, your inspiration of soul, and the things that make you enjoy life and being part of it, when you get to the 6th house, this is going to start changing the cycle by realizing the 6th house is your mundane tasks and absolutely nothing about your life about the mundane is mundane. It's the most important, powerful, magical stuff there is because you do it so repetitively, you overlook it. You get up every day and you eat something. You get up every day and you take your shower. You get up every day and you go to work. You get up every day and you have things that you do, people, places, and things and energies that are part of what you do on a daily basis. But if these people, places, and things are not supporting everything that brings out that creativity, everything that helps that heart chakra to glow and to enjoy yourself and life and the people in it, then those people, places, and things need to be scratched out. Because when it gets into after the 27th Mercury, but the 20th, the sun moves into your 6th house. And that's when you move into the 6th house, technically. Depending on your birthday, it may be a little bit later, but same idea. This is when it goes from the creativity into is the people that are here supporting, are they supportive of that glowing heart chakra, that glowing I am feeling that comes from you? Are they supporting seeing you become the wonderful thing that you are because you're able to tap into the beauty of who and what you are and bring it out and show the exquisite, that was their words, the exquisite whatever you bring to the table? But if this energy, because like I said, that 5th house is the universal 12th house. If there's parts of you who don't believe in yourself, if there's parts of you who question it or shy away or can't trust in what you feel from the inside, then it's not going to be able to shine as well. Neither will your manifestation. You have to understand your manifestation has a law of attraction, and vibration must meet vibration. So when you feel good about what you're creating, you believe in yourself and you feel good about it, it gives you more manifestation to bring more of that feeling good. But when you're in doubt and question and, oh, I'm not sure, maybe, and you're still in that grief, sorrow, shame, blame, insecurities of even speaking your truth for some of them, speaking what you desire for some of you, because that's what I just got. Then the manifestation lowers into, well, I don't know, maybe I can, maybe I can't. Why should I really give you what you want? This is the way the law of attraction works. Vibration attracts attraction. So this is what you're really being shown as you're coming through these houses. Now, in your other houses, we're going to move right on up into your 7th house, and we're going to keep going around until we get back to where the sun has been. So your 7th house now, this is where Uranus is, but it's also where the North Node is. Now, this is your relationship zone. So you're really, truly, you've already been coming either into your own in your relationships and starting to, come into your power, starting to be identified as who you are, unique and individual in a relationship. Let me help you to understand what I'm saying. Anything you care about, you have a relationship with. You have a relationship with your friends, your parents, your children, your spouses, your friends, your work friends. You have a relationship with your money. When you have no money, you know all about that relationship with the lack of the money. So anything you care about, you have a relationship with. You're starting, if you've been working through this, to identify your individuality within these relationships. It's not like when a couple comes, like there are the Smiths. No, I am this person. That is that person. Yes, we may be together, but I am me. I am not the two of us, is what I'm trying to get at. So with Uranus here, it's getting into independence, individuality, uniqueness, freedom, self worth, self value, self esteem. On a universal scale, this is also the money house. So this is also where the comfort either is or is not within your relationships, and where the manifestation comes from how you feel about yourself within these relationships, and how secure are you. With the North Node here, because Uranus is going to be here for several years, but the North Node is here to teach you in this relationship how to stand on your own foot, how to stand on your own foot with security, and with who and what you are, to be that brilliant, beautiful Scorpio that you are, that is ever changing and shifting, and to bring that out and to be seen for it, not to be seen as, yo, I'm with so and so and we're the Smiths. This is teaching you how to be your own individual person, and to be able to possess your own power, not just be, like I said, the Smiths. This is where I've been speaking about, either you come into your power or someone else will be in these relationships. So this is definitely coming into security within yourself, but some of you have to start believing in yourself. Others definitely already do. Now, when we get into the 8th house, this is Cancer for you. Now, you had the North Node here all last year, trying to teach you about setting the proper rules, walls, and boundaries within those relationships so that you could get to the position I'm speaking about. Okay. Into feeling secure within yourself and coming into your power and being able to hold your own and strong and secure within yourself, and tap into your security, because you can then create and be anything you want to be and manifest it. But if you didn't learn that lesson, it's going to get up close and personal in the relationships this year, because the North Node is no longer in your 8th house. Now, what still is in your 8th house is Sirius and Lilith, which means you are looking at, from the relationship zone, are you being nurtured the way that you should be? Or is there neglect going on? And I use this as an example all the time, not just for the 8th house, but when I think of nurturing or neglecting. Because Sirius, she's the threefold for one. She's the karmic return. And when you're looking into the rules, walls, and boundaries that either make the relationships last, survive, thrive, and can continue to go on, or shatter and fall apart, it's because of the boundaries. It's because not exactly knowing our place, but knowing how to also stand in our power and not be pushed in one place or the other. And when you look at nurturing or neglecting, I use court a lot with child support. People go in for child support for child neglect because they're not being fed properly. They're not being clothed properly. Don't have a roof over their head properly. What are the things that truthfully are nurturing the relationship, or is it being pushed that certain areas are being neglected? This is important for you to see this at this time. And you also have Lilith here going, I'm not going to put up with this shit. You don't have to put up with this shit. It's about going, if you could only believe in yourself and bring the sparks of fire, your own soul fire out, then you can nurture everything about your life by acknowledging where it's not getting nurtured properly. And then from here, you don't have anything until we get back over to your first house. Scorpio, you have the South Node in your first house for this year. For some of you, this is not going to matter too much, because it's the north node that usually can destroy you when it's in your sign, not so much the south node. However, the south node is everything that you're really, really good at, but it's not good for you anymore. You've outgrown it. It doesn't serve any purpose for you anymore. So you're looking at character flaws. And I do mean character flaws because there's certain parts of your character you've outgrown. You're no longer the person you was before. There's certain parts of the way you view the world that are still from ways that you've protected yourself, you've seen yourself, you've viewed yourself from the past, or how you've wanted the world to view you from the past, but you're no longer the person you were in the past. And the south node says directly, right in the shine of who and what you are, the character of who and what you are, there's certain things that no longer really suffice, no longer meet the mark, no longer who and what you are. So there's certain parts of your character you're holding on to because you're comfortable with or because you're used to. But when you really look at yourself, there's certain parts that you're just not anymore, and it's time to let that go and to not identify with it anymore because you're growing, you're blooming, you've moved on to another thing. It's like I explained to somebody earlier today. There's never anything wrong with learning a lesson or growing or maturing or something that we've gone through. But from time to time, the lesson is expired. So what part of you is expired that you're still trying to hold on to? Because it's time to bloom into the true you that's, more present into where you truly are right now. And the south node is going to make you very comfortable with sticking it with the parts that are not you because that's exactly what it is. It's everything you're good at, but it doesn't serve a purpose anymore. If you get a hold of these ideas and you move forward, it will help you out in the year to come and the next few years to come. When you get into your third house, you still have Pluto here. This is your communication zone. It was off the chain last month because you had everybody there. You probably were psychically over connected last month because all of the planets were there. It's probably your communication and getting back into your own mind a little bit, and everything is slowing down because all of these planets have moved out. But what they've moved into is your fourth house. Your fourth house, which is Aquarius. Your fourth house is your inner emotional security. It's the roots of who and what you are. It's who you was as a child and remembering what part of that child is being neglected. What part of that child needed its healing. What part of that child needs to still be the child and play and goof off? What part of your personal foundations need the healing? It goes right back to finding your inner emotional security and into your creativity. You have Mars here, you have Venus here, which is talking about valuing yourself and having courage to believe in yourself. You have Saturn here teaching your heart chakra how to set these rules, laws, and boundaries so that you can nurture yourself and not neglect and stay stagnant. You also have Vista here and you have Jera here. Okay? You're here. And that's the very keys. Vista is the keys to unlocking the door for everything you want. And what you want is to know how to nurture yourself properly, how to love yourself properly, how to accept where you've allowed things to be incorrectly loved to you. It's about setting the rules, laws, and boundaries to not just secure your heart chakra, but to love yourself by learning how to get into your true self, the roots of who and what you are, where you came from as a spirit, and where you will return. Okay? And allowing it to wash everything clean by setting those rules, walls, and boundaries, by trusting in your value, believing in yourself, and having the courage to get out there and do it. So, yeah, I feel like this has a lot to do with heart, solar, and sacral, but really sacral, solar and heart chakra. And like I said, they were saying for some of you, it's the mid back dealing with some disappointment. But the only thing that keeps things from being forgiven is when you're afraid to move on. When you'd rather hold on to it. I call it vampire syndrome. When you'd rather suck the last little bit of blood out of something, but there's no life there anymore. I'd rather just keep holding on to it, but there's nothing left to receive anymore. Let go and love yourself more. I'm also getting food dogs right now. So they're saying you are protected if you'll give yourself a shot. I love you guys. Bye.